wait for a few seconds if any question. So in this section, we are assuming that none of us know what is NumPy. So we are going to explain what is NumPy, and then hopefully we will see the lab work in our next. After we take a short break, we'll see it. Now, one thing I will mention about NumPy is that it's one of the foundation package for the whole data analytics, the data analysis for Python. So NumPy is like it support all the packages like scikit, pandas, SciPy, support everything. So NumPy for data analysis and numerical computing. So let's look at our objective. Here we're going to explain the role of NumPy in Python data science ecosystem. We're also going to learn, again, we're going to do the lab work here, learn how to create and manipulate NumPy arrays. Then the whole concept of NumPy, why we don't use list instead of NumPy? Because NumPy is very fast and because it uses vectorized operation for computation. So in NumPy, we normally don't use, not normally, we don't use loops because vectorization very, very quick, very fast. And that's one of the major advantage of using NumPy. And also we know data science, we are talking about large data sets. So using a list, I need to slow things down. So NumPy is a good candidate for large data set. So that's this session. Understand why NumPy is faster than native Python. So that's our main objective here. So why NumPy matters in data science? Here they give us the key points here. First of all, is the backbone of pandas, SciPy, scikit-learn, TensorFlow. So you can see almost backbone for all the data analytics packages in Python. And also, most important, as we mentioned earlier, designed for large data sets. High performance, it uses vectorization. Also, NumPy is not an optional. It's the engine under most data science tools, and which is pandas, SciPy. Sometimes we may have some problem. You see that we have to import pandas. Pandas is good for data cleaning, wrangling. Look if there's a missing value or NA or something. You can use pandas for wrangling a lot. But maybe you need a NumPy to do the computation, the matrix, or I'll say array manipulation, everything. So yeah, that's why we'll say that. Again, we'll say more on it. So I would say that nearly all data science library files or libraries depend on NumPy internally. So the last thing I can say, without a NumPy, libraries like pandas, scikit-learn will be inefficient, or I would say, how should I use the word unstable? But I would say inefficient. No, not it's not enough. Not enough. Yeah. So NumPy again stand for numerical Python. Numerical, PY is Python. And it's a library for handling the keyword large multi-dimensional arrays and matrices. Arrays and matrices, yeah. So that's what I can say here, unless if any question. So that's the main reason why we use NumPy in data science. First of all, data science deal with a large data set, a massive data set. So we need something that a package that can give us a fast, high performance, and also can handle our large data set. So here we compare NumPy with a native Python list, like list data structure. And we can see the difference now. List is okay, you use miss, this is homogeneous, but the keyword is about the speed and also the memory. So the speed is slower for Python list, but very fast for NumPy, optimize, C optimize. It's based on C language, so C optimize. And also in terms of memory, lists are too high. NumPy is efficient. Most important is the mathematical operations. Vectorized, more faster, straightforward than loops. So I would say, yeah, those are the four main differences between Python lists and NumPy. I would say Python lists are more flexible, but very slow. Very slow. And also NumPy, this means NumPy array sacrifice flexibility for what? Speed and efficiency. Yeah. Okay, so the first package we are going to, or I would say function in a NumPy package is the ND array. ND array. And now N stand for what? Well, N stand for N, the number of dimension. D stand for the dimension. So N dimensional array. So the key characteristics of NumPy ND array or N dimensional array is that it's fixed and also it's multi-dimensional. It can be stored in contiguous memory, that's the main goal, to support the vectorized computation. So again, it's a fixed data type, contiguous memory layout, and also it has what we call the metadata, the shape and the D type or the data type can be stored separately. Yeah. So these are some of the common attributes for ND array. We can find the normal dimension. So we'll do the lab work here. Dimension, the shape will tell us if it's row, how many row, columns. Data type is D type. The size also tell us how many. Size will only tell you how many rows. By the shape, will tell us the dimension, say the number of rows and columns, etc. So creating NumPy array, these are some of the common methods we can use. If it's from a list, we just use the NP. Now, NP means we import NumPy as NP. So instead of writing the word NumPy.array, we are using the alias NP. Almost 99% of, I would say 100% of every textbook I saw about NumPy, they always import NumPy as NP. Then they use the np.array, which means this function is inside the NumPy. Yeah. Also, we can create an identity matrix, zero matrix, one matrix. So these are zero and ones matrix. np.zeros, np.ones. Yeah. Then we can also have what we call the, again, we're going to see example and hopefully we are going to explain like okay, NP arrange, line space, all in space, random data generating. We'll go through all this. I think the best way to explain this will be when we do the lab work, we'll see it right now. So next is the array indexing and slicing. Hopefully we understand the concept of slicing. So we may have a zero-based indexing. Indexing means position of the items. Index from 0 to the size, or if it's in first column, first row, then 0 by 0. If the index start from 0, something like that. And if you are slicing, of course, you have to, okay, this is it. The start and the stop where you want to end it. And maybe if every 2 times or 3, the step. Okay. Yeah, we're going to explain this more detail, hopefully, when we do the lectures. So this example of 1D slicing, row, column selection, 2D, 2-dimension. Array shapes and reshaping. So we have operation for reshape, flatten versus revel, or transpose. Transpose means we change the row. For a row will become a column, column become a row. So we have, so this work almost like matrix, the concept of matrix. Yeah. So reshape means what? Changing the shape of an array without changing what? The content, or without changing the data. So that's the goal of this function. And as we said about transpose also. Vectorized operation, that's the famous, when we talk about NumPy, we don't miss that. So as we said earlier, and that's what is the definition means. Perform operation on entire array, which means we have a lot of, let's say even only 10 values without using loops, So perform operation on the entire content of an array without explicit loops. So example, we can use element-wise addition, multiplication, scalar operations. The benefit, I like the second one is best, fast execution. Also fewer bugs also. Yeah. It will give us a cleaner code, faster execution, and more readable analytic pipelines also. Yeah. So vectorization again is the practice of what? We don't use a loop. So I would say it's a practice of replacing explicit loop, example, for loops, with array expression. We will see example in the lab work. So next we have a very special term here called broadcasting. Here we say a NumPy automatically expand what smaller, or I would say automatically expand smaller array to again match the shape. So broadcasting, this means broadcasting will allow a NumPy to do, let's say, to perform arithmetic on arrays of what? Different shapes, provided that they are what? Compatible. That's the whole concept here. So align shape from right, dimension must match or be one. Example of a real world like feature scaling, normalization, bias addition, machine learning models can be. Two dimensions are compatible when, first, at least they are equal. And one of them is one. Yeah. Okay, next we have what we call the universal functions, UFuncs. Also, we see example on this in the lab work. Very fast element-wise operation implemented in C also. I would say this is the one of the big advantage also in NumPy. We can perform all this. So again, NP means we import NumPy as NP, but the function name is we have add, subtract, multiply, divide, square root, etc., log, etc. Then also we have mathematical functions. Example will be trigonometry. We have the sine, cosine, exponential, log function. Also rounding the numbers, we have round, floor, cell. Aggregation, we have sum, product. We also have minimum, maximum, everything. Let's see if there are, okay, they have. So in descriptive statistics, we have the mean, median, standard deviation, variance, mean, mass, percentile also. Then in terms of Boolean, masking, and also, again, filtering, the concept, as we said here, selecting a data based on, for example, I have an array and I want to replace all the values that is greater by 5. I want to replace it with different value. I can do the concept. That's what we mean by masking concept. Again, we'll see that in a few. If it's today, fine. If not, next week. Example. Yeah. And this is, I would say the idea here is filtering means kind of like cleaning the data. So kind of data cleaning or removing the outline. If I know that they are based on the condition, we say the outline value is any value that is greater than 100, then I can write the condition masking, remove all the 100, replace it with some default value or any, or if we find the mean of the value, the mean of the whole data set, let's say it's 10, so we replace everything with mean. or if it's based on mode or whatever value you want to replace it with. Again, we will see this example in the future. So this is like a kind of idea of using conditional transformation, like combine conditions with and then or yeah. Why is it important? As we said, data cleaning, filtering, masking. Also, outline detection. I detect that outline value if it's greater than so value. Remove it, replace with a default value, or do whatever you want to do with it. Then, as we said earlier, also conditional transformation. Now, in terms of performance advantage of NumPy, well, we mentioned it already. Very, very fast comparing to a regular Python list. Why? NumPy is written in C language. Also, very powerful with the vectorization execution instead of using loops. Also reduce the Python interpreter overhead. Memory efficient, and we compare that with the Python list, which is, this is far better. So that would be I would say the major performance here. Unless somebody want to put something, again, right now, as I said, we just trying to summarize the theory, the whole content of NumPy, the whole idea. But this, to understand this concept, we really need to do some hands-on, and we're going to do it soon. So here we compare NumPy versus Python list. Look the two codes, two code down, we can see the difference. The second will be better. The first, actually, this is not the one. Oh yeah, this is it. This is it. So here we are using for loop. And so Python loop interpreted slow, NumPy operation compile faster. And again, we'll do the lab work and we'll see the difference of the two here. Okay, if no question, let's go. So NumPy in data science workflow. Here we say we can use it for data pre-processing, also numerical simulations, also feature scaling, or feeding data into ML models. And the position in the stack, of course, NumPy, as we said, NumPy is like the backbone of all the data science packages. NumPy work with pandas, work with scikit-learn, and we can come up with a good model. So one more time, NumPy is a numerical backbone because Panda uses NumPy array internally. Also, machine learning model, I would say consume or uses NumPy arrays also. Visualization library also depends on NumPy data. Yeah. So that would be the quick summary of the concept of NumPy. As we said earlier, very fast numerical computing in Python. And also arrays are more powerful than lists for data science. Again, vectorization is the whole thing, replace the slow loops. It has a mathematical and statistics built-in functions or tools are built-in. A lot of functions here. Also, performance gains are critical for larger data sets. So NumPy is very good for, again, large data sets. That's why preferable for data science also. Okay, so if no question, that was the quick theory review of the NumPy. Now we look at the time if we have to take